Students, in the last session we have discussed about the property of reflection of light. In this session we will discuss about the property of refraction of light. To understand the property of refraction of light, we must know one definition, the optical medium. Optical medium is the medium which may be comprised of matter or not, which may be comprised of matter or not. The optical medium is the medium which is comprised of matter or not, but through which light should pass through. The medium through which light passes, the medium may or may not be comprised of matter. Such a medium is called optical medium. I repeat, optical medium is the medium which may or may not be comprised of matter through which light passes. Light passes through optical media. In lower classes, you might have heard the term transparent medium. Transparent medium is the medium through which light passes, and also it is comprised of matter. Here we take vacuum, which is not comprised of any matter, also as optical medium. See, through vacuum also light passes, but that is not comprised of matter. Therefore, you should not confuse vacuum with any other transparent medium. Transparent medium is the material medium, and optical medium is may or may not be a material medium. Here vacuum is not comprised of matter, but through vacuum light passes. Therefore, vacuum is an optical medium but not a transparent medium. The bottom of the tank appears to be raised if you observe the bottom of the tank with water from above. This is one observation you might have made. Say one more thing, if you take a thick glass slab, if you take a thick glass slab and if you place it on the printed matter, then the letters below the glass slab will appear to be raised. This is one more observation you might have made. And one more thing, if you dip a stick obliquely and partly in water, if you dip a stick obliquely and partially in water, the portion inside water, portion of the stick inside water appears to be bent. See, these are the observations you might have made in your daily life. See, all these observations, what you had made in your daily life, these are all because of the property of refraction of light. See, now we will know what is meant by refraction of light. See, dear students, when light travels from one optical medium, see, when you dip a stick partially and obliquely in water, the light from the dipped portion travels from water to air, and then it reaches our eyes. Light from the dipped portion of the stick travels from water to air, and finally it reaches our eyes. See, here water is an optical medium and air is an optical medium. These two optical media have different densities. Densities means here we don't consider the material density, we consider optical density. Optical density is related to the speed of light in the medium. Optical density is related to the speed of light in the medium. See, from this observation, we can come to a conclusion that when light travels from one optical medium to another optical medium of different optical density, if light travels from one optical medium to another optical medium of different optical density, it bends it bends. If the light is traveling obliquely, then it bends at the surface which separates the two optical media. Here onwards, we call that surface separating the two optical media as surface of separation, or the boundary of the two surfaces. See, this is this property. When light travels obliquely, if we take it more clearly, if light travels obliquely from one optical medium to another optical medium of different optical density, the light bends at the surface of separation, at the surface separating the two optical media. And this property of light is called refraction of light. See, this property of refraction of light is also studied using the same apparatus, same arrangement used for the study of reflection of light, that is Ripple tank. After studying the property of refraction in detail, two conclusions were drawn, and those two conclusions are known as the laws of refraction. Now we will discuss the laws of refraction. Dear students, now to know the laws of refraction better, I write a ray diagram showing the refraction of light. See, I write the surface separating the two optical media, and I denote it by xy. In this diagram, xy represents the surface separating the two optical media. See, this is one optical medium. I call this as optical medium 1, and this is another optical medium, and I call this as optical medium 2. Now I allow a ray of light to travel from optical medium 1 to optical medium 2 obliquely, and I write the ray falling on the interface. See, this is the ray traveling and incident, traveling from optical medium 1 to optical medium 2 and incident on the interface xy. This ray, if it is traveling in optical medium 1, and if the optical medium 2 were absent, then it would have traveled in the same direction, and I show this by this dotted line. See, in the absence of optical medium 2, this ray traveling in optical medium 1 would have traveled along this dotted line, that is, in the same direction it would have traveled. But now there is optical medium 2 and it is of different optical density, therefore this ray changes its direction in this medium at the surface of separation itself. I show the ray entering into the optical medium 2 in a different direction by this line with arrowhead. See, dear students, here the ray traveling in optical medium 1 is incident on the surface of separation xy at this point, and this point is called the point of incidence, and the ray enters the optical medium 2 in a different direction, and it is represented by this line with the arrowhead, and this is the refracted ray. This is the incident ray, this is the refracted ray, this is the point of incidence, and this is the surface of separation or surface separating the two optical media. Now coming to the first law of refraction. To know first and second two laws of refraction, we must draw a line which is passing through the point of incidence at right angles to the surface of separation, and we call that line as normal drawn to the surface of separation. See, this is the normal drawn to the surface of separation. And now the ray incident on the surface xy is making a certain angle with the normal to the surface of separation, and this angle is called the angle of incidence, and it is denoted by the small letter I. Here the ray, and I already called this ray as refracted ray, it is also making a certain angle with the normal drawn to the surface of separation. This refracted ray is making a certain angle with the normal drawn to the surface of separation, and this angle is called angle of refraction, and it is denoted by the small letter R. See, with this diagram we can state the two laws of refraction, dear students. Here, that means at the point of incidence, now I am stating the first law. At the point of incidence, the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the surface of separation, all these three lie in the same plane. I repeat the first law of refraction. At the point of incidence, the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the surface of separation all lie in the same plane. This is the first law of refraction, dear students. Now coming to the second law of refraction. Second law of refraction is also called Snell's law, because Snell formulated this law, and therefore it is also called Snell's law. See, Snell's law can be stated mathematically like this. The ratio between sine of angle of incidence and sine of angle of refraction is a constant. See, I repeat, the statement of second law or Snell's law is the ratio between sine of angle of incidence and sine of angle of refraction is a constant, and this is a constant for the given pair of media. Here there are two optical media and these two form a pair. For this pair, this ratio is a constant. That means if you change any optical medium in this pair, either you change the optical medium 1 keeping optical medium 2 as such, or if you change optical medium 2 keeping optical medium 1 as such, then that means you are changing the pair of media. Whenever you change the pair of media, either by changing optical medium 1 or by changing optical medium 2 or by changing both the media, then this ratio won't be a constant, it will also change. It will also be changed. See, again, we know there are so many colors of light. That is, we usually come across 7 colors of light. Vibgayar know the fact that different colors of light travel with different speeds in a given optical medium. Different colors of light, each color of light has a certain wavelength. That also I think you had come across in your lower classes. Each color has its own wavelength and its own speed. Different light of different colors travel with different speeds in a given optical medium. That is very much required to understand better the second law of refraction of light. Dear students, here see, if we take one ray of light of one color, then the ratio will be having a constant value, and if you change the ray of another color, if you change this ray by ray of another color, then that will be traveling with a different speed in both the media, different speeds in both the media, and therefore the angle of refraction may change when the light of that color enters into the optical medium too. If R changes, then according to this formula, the value of this constant will be changed. That is, the ratio will be a constant until the pair of media is changed and until the color of light used is changed. Therefore, we can state the second law of refraction as the ratio of sine of angle of incidence and sine of angle of refraction is a constant for the given pair of media and for the